Hi everyone. Today I'm going to solve a LeetCode problem called Flatten nested list iterator. So basically, it is a daily LeetCode challenge of May 8, 2022. So we are given an array of integer as well as list. So this array is kind of a special array in which some elements are list itself and some elements are integer. So what we are given is a pre-implemented class called nested integer. So in this class we have some predefined methods. So the first one is the bool is integer. So is integer is going to return true if the current element is integer, otherwise it return false. And we have get integer. So integer function will return the integer if the given element is an integer, otherwise it's going to return null if the given element is a list. And get list will return list uh, if the given element is list, otherwise it will going to return null if the given element is integer. So basically what the question is trying to say that we have to flatten the given list. So let's just understand it by using an example. So basically here is example. We have a list of like this. We have 1, then we have 2, then we have another list in which we have 2, 1. So basically we have to flatten it down. Like if we draw a diagram, so it will going to look like this. Like this is a list. I'm going to represent list with L, and we have another element attached to it, which is 1, and we have another element attached to it, which is 1 also. And with list we have one element attached, 2, and with 2 we have another list attached in which we have 2 more ones. Okay, so basically what we have to do is flatten it down. So our resulting array should look like this: 1, then 1, then 2, then 1, then 1. Okay, so you will ask that how will we going to do it? So it's a very simple. We'll going to use a recursive approach. So basically what we'll do, we'll iterate through each element of the list one by one, and we'll pass it through a helper function. So basically what helper function does, that helper function will check that if the given element is integer, then it will going to push the integer value to the list. Otherwise, if it will be a list, then it will call the helper function on the elements of list itself. And yes, we are going to maintain a list, or I would say an array, in which we have all the elements, all the flattened elements. So at first I'm going to declare an array of integer called flatten. So this array will contain all of our flattened element and an idx with the initial value of 0. So idx, what it does, idx will help us in returning the next element and returning true or false depending upon the position of idx. So as you can see, the constructor has a vector of nested integer. So basically the integer that we previously discussed. So what we'll do is first we iterate through the nested integer vector. So for auto I nested list, uh, then we're going to write a function called helper, in which uh, it will take the nested integer object as the argument. So let's just write the function. So word helper. So it will take nested integer object as an argument. Let's just first check if the value is integer or not. So we're going to use this function is integer. So let me just copy paste it. And if the given value is an integer, so we'll simply push it to the vector. So return dot push back val. And we can't just push val into the flatten array because it will throw an error. So first we get the integer by using get integer method. It is predefined over here, and then we'll push it to the list. Else, if the val is not integer, so there is a possibility that val is a list. So if val is a list, then we'll add it to the element of the list. So for auto I val. And also we can't use val over here, so we have to first get the list out of val using getList method, and then add it through the element. So simply I'll just call helper over I, and we have finished writing our helper function. Now int next. So basically this method will return the element and increment the pointer. Okay, so we have initialized idx previously with the initial value of 0. So it's a very simple task. So I'm going to return flatten of idx and increment it, and bool has next. So basically what this function tells that is there any element left in the array or not. Has next will tell us like is it any element left in the array. So if any element is left, so it will going to return true, otherwise it will return false. So basically it's just a one line of code. So what I'm going to do is return idx is smaller than flatten dot size or not. Okay, so yeah, we have finished writing our code. So let's just run it. So it is accepted. Let's just choose all the test cases. So yeah, let's just submit it. Oh yes, our answer is submitted successfully, and that's it. Thanks.